impact transfer. Who is going to have the biggest impact on a Pac-12 team this year?
Did you watch Stanford today?
I did watch Stanford today, yes.
Michael Johnson. He would have been big. I mean, 31 points in his opening game. That is pretty impressive. And I thought, again, he was just a tremendous, tremendous shooter. But you would have to say, I mean, obviously he's the only one we've seen so far. But I think Keon Brooks as well, too. But Michael Jones is just the real deal. He can really flat out shoot the ball, scored in several different ways. I love the fact that he plays with just no hesitation on the shot.
Yeah.
Comes off those screens and just lights you up.
I'll also throw Frankie Collins, ASU transfer from Michigan. I know Bobby Hurley's been talking about him a lot, and I think they're excited about what he can bring to the backcourt. Okay, impact freshman. Who you got for me?
Wow, that's going to be a good one now. What's that
There's
guy from UCLA's name? That big guy that UCLA has? Don Bona, I think, is going to be outstanding. I heard Mick talk about Media Day that he needs to learn some things offensively, but you're talking about length that can score and dunk on people. Tremendous defensive player as well, too. But here's somebody that when he gets his feet underneath him, meaning that when he gets comfortable with the conference, playing at this level, gets comfortable with his teammates, I think he has a chance to be really, really special.
Yeah.
Special.
When I was talking to Mick at Media Day, I said, who's the best dunker in the league? And he didn't even skip a beat. He said, Adem Bona. It's not even going to be close. He gets up to like the top of the backboard. So looking forward to seeing
I used
him.
to get that high.
Yeah?
Step ladder.
Oh, your surprise team, Ernie Kent, for this year.
My surprise thing, I think, is going to be Washington. I think they've got a really good group of guys and then some additions. They get Noah Williams that's coming over, obviously, from Washington State. I think this is the team that has an opportunity to, they understand that matchup zone now. They're long and they're athletic. They can shoot it. I just think they're going to be a surprise team for everybody in this conference, particularly if they get that crowd and get those students out in the dog pound up there.
And you mentioned Keon Brooks already
Yes.
from Kentucky. He comes in and he brings some swagger and some talent. There's no doubt about it.
No question.
So we'll see what Mike Hopkins can do. All right, Player of the Year. Your prediction for Pac-12 Player of the Year.
This might be another stunner. You know, Mick Cronin has challenged Tiger Campbell to score more. And if he does that, then yes, the Bruins will win the conference. Yes, he will be the player of the year because he's going to expand this game. I just hope when he's keying on scoring, he doesn't lose that great point guard mentality that he brings to this team. One of the best in the country at understanding the game, controlling tempo, scoring when you need him to score. But he's got to be, when he gives the ball up, he now needs to become a shooting guard, looking to hunt shots when that ball comes back to him.
Yeah, and we saw how well he shot the three last year. And again, I think you're right. It's when you watch him play, it's just going to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end and become a major scorer. All right, number of NCAA tournament bids. The NCAA tournament, we only got 3 teams in last year, so a bit of a down year overall. But how many Pac-12 teams do you think are heading to the big dance?
Well, you got 3 you're looking at again this year with UCLA, Arizona, and Oregon. But then there's a group sitting outside of that. When you talk about Washington State, Colorado is sitting there. Obviously, USC is sitting there as well, too. Washington. But what the conference needs to focus on is the preseason. The committee looks at that strongly. They want you to have at least 70% success rate of your preseason as a conference. Last year, Pac-12 was 63%. So don't think these games starting tonight are not important. It's very, very important that you win the games you should win and maybe have to steal a few also in this preseason as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point because it feels like a lot of people don't start paying attention to college basketball until maybe the conference season, January, February. But these games matter. They always end up showing up on Selection Sunday on those team sheets.
You bet.
All right, who is going to, at the end of the day, be cutting down those nets in the regular season? Who's going to win the Pac-12?
Well, the early pick on that is because everybody's talking about UCLA. I still think right now, and again, it's early, I would say Arizona because they're so big and physical inside. They have great perimeter game. They have great point guard leadership again. Azuolas Tubelis is outstanding as a big. But the bigger question is they have tremendous rhythm. What other team has that rhythm right now that understands style of play? They play together. They share the ball extremely well. So this is a great example of a coach putting in a system that fits every year, continues to get better and better.
Were you surprised by what Tommy Lloyd was able to do last year? Because I think a lot of people on the outside were, and it feels like now, well, he's been there for forever, and we're now expecting him just to be that good every year.
33 games, yes.
Yeah.
Winning the conference, going deep in the NCAA tournament, no. Because remember now, Coach Miller had done a great job. He had players lined there. All Tommy had to do was come in and put in a system, really give guys confidence, and just feel good to them as they felt good for him. And I think, again, he's one of the best coaches in the country. So, no, I'm not surprised.
Not surprised.
Great fan base, great talent, great coaching. We'll do that for you.
That's a good recipe for success.